And there were seasons when you couldn't believe you were playing two centre midfielders at centre back, and then one of them's hammy exploded during the game, and he's gone for 3 months. But we were told at the time, get on with it. So that has to apply to everybody. Get on with it, and it comes down to what we've all alluded to. If you've got a squad of 25 players and you've got one decent right-sided player and you're playing attacking three, where do you go when you lose that person? So
we've got the question to answer ourselves, and I've done for 5 years.
That'll come again, won't it? Obviously, but the fact of the matter is that you're right. We're doing everything that a football club should do better than everybody else. That's the perfect way to sum that up.
And there's also sure, but also luck is a factor. And, we have been luckier this year than we have been in other. And that's, I don't want to say that's the key factor, because it totally and utterly, feels like you're putting a thumb in the eye for all the people who've worked really hard behind the scenes at Liverpool and stuff, but you need it. You definitely need to have things going your way. It is those small moments. And it just feels like it's about time. It feels too long since we've had this. I'm just bored of Jurgen Klopp coming out and talking about curses. It feels like there's a curse at the training ground and all this kind of stuff. Wouldn't it be nice to just have a season where there was no curse and you didn't feel like everything was conspiring against you? And so much of it is planning and preparation, or the work that gets, when you don't understand what's happening, you attribute it to random outside factors instead. But yeah, you need a slice of luck, and it feels like the luck is shining upon us this season. It's not before time.
Well, you make your own luck.
Yeah.
There's that as well.
Ruben Peters deserves a lot of credit for this, I think. The track record of final, we touched on it before, of keeping players fit and available was phenomenal. And I think Dom Szoboszlai will attest to that being the case again, because, again, all 5 games, every single minute he played over that 15-day period. And covered every single player to go ass along the way as well. What we're doing with the squad right now, and it's a little bit of management, it's a little bit just how fit and prepared they were. I've never seen anything like it.
It's also an element of when you're 13 points clear, players want to play. When you're 13 points behind and you've got that little niggle and you think, I'll sit this one out this week. We've got Liverpool, for instance, if you're playing against us, and look at Phil Neal, 400 and odd games consecutively. Well, if he missed a game, he didn't play for months. So it's a mentality, it's a siege mentality that actually we're going to do this, and that little thing I want to talk to someone about, that'll sort itself out and go away.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, definitely. Let's have a little look at some of the general numbers for Liverpool. I'll get the league table up momentarily, which is as good a place to start as anywhere. I don't know whether you've noticed, Liverpool are top of the pile.
Look at that.
And again, it's funny because it is 13 points, and I feel much more comfortable talking about 13 points now, even though Arsenal do have a game in hand, and that because that is the reality of it. 10 points is an absolutely magnificent lead, and we'd be pairing over the fact that it's that. But as we talked about with Arsenal, it does feel more likely to go 14 or 16
I'd say so.
Than it does feel likely to go 10, 7, etc.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the goal difference factor is a factor in that as well, of course. But yeah, I'm definitely in that boat now. And that fills me with almost as much confidence as watching Liverpool play than anything else, because I back us to win, certainly with the home games we've got left remaining on our particular fixture schedule. But yeah, I just don't see Arsenal being anything like perfect. And as Chris mentioned earlier on, we're getting sent possible dates, possible games where we could clinch the title officially. Mathematically, nobody's taken into account that Arsenal are almost destined to drop more points along the way. Because again, with you, I'm happy to say 13 points, because them winning games of football is far from a formality now.
Yeah, I mean, completely on that one. Just actually, I'll get Arsenal's fixtures up because I think it's an interesting...
Got Chelsea coming. That's their game in hand, I think. Chelsea, I might say.
Well, they haven't drawn with, obviously, Forest in the last game out. They've got PSV in the Champions League to come tomorrow. They play the first leg on that one. Their game in between is Man United away. And look, I can't sit here, in good conscience and make any strong claim for Man United having something positive to take from that football match. However, that rivalry, Arsenal seem to have this ability to stoke up really hateful rivalries with other football teams. Their one with United battle has always baffled me a little bit. But that will be a thing, Chris. They're going to have to go to Old Trafford, and we often talk about how the Everton derby is one extra Big Six sort of game that we have to contend with. Now, that isn't the case, because that's theoretically two Big Six teams playing against one another.
You've got a manager fighting against the sack, though, haven't you?
Yeah, which one?
Both of them. I'll rephrase that. You've got two managers fighting against the sack.
But yeah, that again, Old Trafford will get up for that, and it will be more than if it was just a normal big game of football.
Oh yeah, it's a massive game for them. Obviously the rivalry's been going on for the best part of 25-30 years, hasn't it, between Arsenal and Manchester United. So I think that's a really tough fixture for them. I think, you know, the result yesterday in the FA Cup probably helps Manchester United, and therefore helps us in Manchester United's stead. So that will be big. It's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal play it again, because they're just running on empty at the moment, aren't they? And I think that having played football to a terrible standard, when you are being asked to go and go and go again, and there's nothing on the end at the end of it, it becomes harder and harder to keep going back to that well. Keep making that one final sprint. Keep going for the football. United players are going to have that problem as well, unfortunately.
Well, the Champions League stuff for them stays interesting, because I think on paper, look, PSV is a much more favourable draw than most. I think, you know, you'd have certainly rather have had PSV again over PSG, you know, to be simplistic with it. If they get that wrong, which they could do, because it's the Champions League and it's a knockout, and I've been to Eindhoven, and it's a good fan base there, and they are a team capable. Let's say they get through it. I mean, they've got Real Madrid to look forward to, which is, you know,
or Atleti.
Or yeah, okay, yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, either way,
God, that's got 0-0 all over Atletico Arsenal, hasn't it?
But there's going to come a point potentially in the next couple of weeks, if they get through PSV and if they drop any more points against United or Chelsea or Fulham, that are the games that they've got coming up, then all their eggs go into the Champions League basket, and they can't not. And so it's then, are they getting players?
This point around Easter, by the way, just for the...
Yeah. You're looking for a resurrection?
Well, no, eggs in baskets. If it's around Easter, even better.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, they've got all of their hopes go into the idea of having to knock out Real Madrid with, you know, will Saka be back by then? Hey, maybe. Could Martinelli be back? And hey, maybe. But what are their levels at? And so yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm happy. It feels like over the next couple of weeks we will know whether Arsenal have got any last fight.
And if you're being realistic, they might already be there, because they've got to make a point a game back, and I don't see them doing that. Just don't see it happening. That's if we throw points away, which I don't see happening either. It's tough because PSV have got nothing to lose. They're dangerous because when teams have got nothing to lose, it makes them dangerous. The fans will get up for it. The team will come into it thinking, there's no pressure on us here. We're not expected to get through this and that. And in things like Champions League games, that makes life dangerous. I mean, if we get to a stage where we're playing Villa Park in a two-legged quarter-final, that's not a great fixture, because that makes them dangerous because they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
and that's the reality where Arsenal find themselves. They may have already internally decided, look, this is it. Let's be honest. But whilst Real Madrid did well to beat City also created loads of chances against them, and we were all at the game at Anfield.
Yeah,
and within 15 minutes, if you'd never seen football before, you'd never believe Real Madrid who they were.
Yeah,
totally consumed them. That was it. So,
and that was just Conor Bradley.
Yeah, not smashing that tackle on it.
They lost again at the weekend, Madrid, didn't they?
Yeah, they're not.
Third, I think, in La Liga now.
Yeah. So there's lots to unfold. I'd
still rather never have to play them again in the Champions League.
Oh, absolutely. If we could disband them, I'd be there signing the forms. Yeah,
exactly right. So I think Arsenal might already be where you've just said they are. I think if they're being realistic, you kind of, what are you doing sitting down with your players saying, let's run that down, because this is a Liverpool side that's not going to give up that many points. It would be, touch wood, it wasn't going to happen, but it would be the most catastrophic collapse ever. This team hasn't got it in them. That just doesn't have it in them.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how Liverpool conduct themselves.
There's one thing sitting here that's saying you're going to win the league every year. There's another one completely what you've just said. I'm gripping this table.
There was talk in the dark days before a night ago about, I think it was like Paul Merson and stuff was saying like Arsenal need to get to a situation where they're 3 points behind Liverpool when they come to Anfield, and then everyone, is that even possible? What's that look like? Oh God, that would be terrible if that happened. And that would still be problematic if they could get it to that. We probably know we were in a bit of bother if that was the case. But in the lead up to that, we've got West Ham at home, Leicester away, and then we play Spurs at home, Chelsea away, and then we've got the Arsenal game, which would then leave us with just 2 more games of football to play afterwards.
Mate,
we're playing for the guard of honour here, really, and that's if we by that point, hopefully, ideally.
What's everyone doing here? Are we away? Are we okay?
I don't know. I'm just looking at that Tottenham game, going, if we are within 9 points of Tottenham, if they Arsenal within 9 points of us, Tottenham just lying down.
Party time with Spurs fans.
They are turning up in Liverpool shirts. There's going to be 55,000 Liverpool shirts in the stadium for the first time.
I've already had Flav text saying, just keep winning.
You got any spare shirts there?
We'll lay them out on the chairs for you, lads. It's no problem. We'll throw them from the Annie Upper to you so you can all put them on.
Listen, I don't want us to talk about this is a procession, by the way. Is what I mean is I want that Liverpool-Arsenal game to mean nothing competitively.
That's the first guard of honour. That's what we want. Yeah, we want the first guard of honour.
Precisely. Well, I don't want that game to give. I want it academic. By the time Arsenal come to Anfield, is what I'm saying. Not saying it will. I'm saying we all need that to be a case, because there will be nothing better than them giving us the inaugural God.
You know that what's going to happen as well. Arteta's going to stand there and he's going to be maybe a part of it. He's going to put GoPros on all of their fucking heads, on all the Arsenal players, record it, and first day of pre-season, he's got a fully edited Arsenal bird's eye view to gear him up for next season. You never want to feel like this again, lads. And he's got them all GoPro'd stood there on the side of the pitch like this prick. What the fuck is that? Arteta's just such a weirdo, man.
Can we just have our wallets back, please, mate? Come on, gobshite. Just in terms of how Liverpool go about the business of getting there, I know there's an anxiety that comes with talking about things maybe going well for you, but in terms of the numbers that Liverpool are putting down right now, obviously I've said the top line league stuff, but our XG difference right now is plus 36.3. That means over the season so far, we have created a positivity within our XG of plus 36. That is 1.3 on average per 90. Arsenal are running at 0.72, which doesn't seem like a huge gap as such, Chris, but when you do the XG difference, we're closing in on plus 20 better than them over the course of the season so far, and that shows you the gulf in what Liverpool have been doing. And that's when you come into the world of the realms of extrapolation of it would take a collapse from Liverpool to make this even competitive again, almost.
Yeah, it would. And this Liverpool side, on average, hasn't looked like it's going to be able to collapse, has it? That's what it comes down to. We've had poor games this season, and I think we were right to mention earlier about the Everton game and the Wolves game and all that type of stuff. But it comes down to what happens in those poor games. Sign of champions, everyone knows, is you win when you're playing badly, and we've won, generally speaking, or drawn when we've played badly. When it comes down to wins and losses, that's where Liverpool will win the league this season, because we're turning those draws into wins, and we're not allowing those draws to become defeats. Yes. And that's where the other sides have all stumbled, isn't it?
Let's have a look at the player stats then. Obviously, Mo Salah leading the way as we enter into this final period.
Is that
25 in the Premier League?
Looks like he sponsors the Premier League. He's so involved.
Yeah. He is the banner advert for the Premier League at this point. Leading the way in terms of assists. He's 7 clear of Michael. He's 5 clear in goals from Erling Haaland, 6 clear of Isak. He's 7 clear of Michael Damsgaard. And Anthony Robertson's got 10, blimey. Yeah. And 7 clear of Bukayo Saka as well. And then, just out of interest, no one's completed more, or no one's made more passes in the Premier League than Virgil van Dijk. And I've had that in my head for a while. And watching the Newcastle game, it couldn't be more obvious why. We just give the ball to Van Dijk, and he just makes the team play from there. He's absolutely
well. If you bring that back up as well, by the way, Alisson plays a full season. He's probably top of that. He's 4th, isn't he?
Yeah, 4th, 8 clean sheets. Matt Sells is top with 11.
There's a good chance there's still a chance that he can top that.
Yeah.
And he's missed a quarter of the season.
Yeah, well, he's bagged 2 in a week. Yeah, so another couple of them, and he's
how much different would that page look with all Liverpool players at the top? Like, you know what I mean? Great. Not much different.
25% better.
Yeah, 25%
better. In terms of some of the other bits and pieces, then no one scored more goals in the Premier League than Liverpool, 66, which is 13 more than the second most side, who are Manchester City. We're not winning the tackles, unfortunately. Crystal Palace.
More Endo we need.
Bit more Endo.
We'll soon be top of that.
Yeah, it goes back to that. What would this look like if Endo was playing every week for us? Tell you what, but you think about it, by the time if we can get through this PSG stuff, Endo could be a starter for Liverpool's Premier League team for like the final 10 games of the season, and we're only 100... No, we're 98 behind Crystal Palace at this point.
I think we can catch him.
Got 3 games for Endo?
I think we can catch him. We can definitely get the free kicks given away.
Yeah,
we can catch them.
You know, this is a stupid one, and it's something that you see in league tables, but you just you gloss past it because you look at points and you look at goal difference or whatever else catches your eye. We're top of the wins table as well. We've won 5 more games of football than Arsenal. And I know that there's a reason why we got a 13-point gap, but like, that is stupid when you just look at it like that. That Liverpool have won 20 games of football this season and Arsenal have won 15. We have celebrated 5 more wins than they have. That's
4, and I'm not sure Wolves was as much a celebration as anything.
We left the stadium.
okay.
Never felt worse walking out of with a win.
Absolute robbery.
And I can't be bothered to go off the page, but we will be bottom of the loss table as well. So yeah, that's not.
Can you invert that so we're at the top anyway?
Yeah. It should be fewest defeats, right? That should.
What was Southampton top of them? Southampton.
So they're the top of the loss table.
Why have like a celebratory thing? I don't understand that. I
don't think it's celebratory.
For shame.
No, but it is. It's like, the banners there, the colour, the
Yeah.
Anyway.